Guess what? Oh my God. Once again, Beef, Wine, and Shenanigans. Back in the building.
Yay.
Back on your computer screen. Back in your earlobes. Denise Tapscott, Mark Abbott, and myself, Steve Van Patten. Yo, what a week. What a week. And you know what's been the wildest thing about the week? The crowd size. So,
Oh, I see what you did there.
yo. And so before I turn over for my compadre's opinions on this, I just want to say I think this is how we're going to win. Fox News cultivated an audience that's good at listening to hateful messages. They soak that shit in. But thanks to people like Jon Stewart, Stephen Colbert, and others, John Oliver, there are other people out there that I think want some jokes. And the DNC delivered this week. Jokes, baby. Just, oh my God, from Jasmine Crockett to the Obamas. Tim Walz has been on some freaking like George Carlin shit since he first popped out. Like, yo, I think that's really part of the energy, part of the winning energy. It's like, yeah, let's just make fun of these cats, you know. And it was nice to see that everybody has finally realized that they go low, we go high, is for people who are high. And it doesn't work. So yeah, I think that is part of the recipe there. They're just the fact that these folks have jokes. They have jokes and they're landing and they're precise. And the funny thing about most of what was said in the DNC is, shit is true. That's another one. So, and of course there were some sad moments too. There were some sobering moments when you're talking about, the rape victims and everybody else that came out and told these very brave stories and all that. And
yeah.
And then of course there's Gus Walz.
Oh my stars. Oof.
I gotta admit, I ain't cried like that since The Color Purple.
Right?
I was and then people want to make fun of this boy.
Oh my God.
Yo, I am dead ass when I say I will fight a motherfucker over this.
Oh yeah.
I am.
Oh yeah.
Because really, this is where we are. This is who you want us to vote for. Motherfuckers that want to make fun of a crying 17-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, stop.
Well, the ones that attacked at him, they were swarmed on fast.
True.
Yeah. They were not going to let those people get away with that.
True.
Not at all.
If you slept in, you missed the initial post. All
Yeah.
you saw the beatdown.
Yeah, and you saw the repost. Yeah.
Yes.
They're not letting anyone get away with it, which I appreciate. Oh man. Yeah. You can't go.
I saw the they said it wasn't Walz who posted it, but whoever did the Ann Coulter one, where she made the comment, and then it supposedly was Tim Walz was like, and then let's talk about why you can't keep a fiance. And then he posted like the whole background of her being childless and without a. I was like,
yeah, he screenshot her Wikipedia page, son. Yo, this is what I'm talking about.
You've been engaged several times, but never married. Yeah.
But can't close the deal.
Yeah.
Weird. I mean,
well, that's what they say about bullies.
Yeah.
Once you slap back at a bully, the bully doesn't know what to do. Because that has been his MO the whole time. It's just, I mean, the same people that said something about Walz's son. I'm like, I remember somebody made one comment about Barron and y'all lost your mind.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And
So
it wasn't
true.
even something, I don't even think it was derogatory, but it was something about Barron not being happy at home. How dare you go after the kids? How dare you talk about it? And I was like, wow, y'all are just, and the Democrats are like, you know what? We got an app for that. So go and keep and wait, you forgot the biggest clapback of the week.
Oh,
we got Obama.
Yeah.
We got his wife with her what was that?
Oh my gosh.
What was that? She
somebody
called
will
it
tell Trump that
about
About the black
might be getting
jobs.
one of these black jobs.
Affirmative action, something affirmative action generational wealth. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I think my favorite had to be Noel clapping back at the My Pillow guy.
Oh yes. The 12-year-old boy
that
when
set
he
him in
said
was
Noah,
brilliant.
when he said, you don't know a lot about me. He goes, I know about your failed business.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
excuse me, sir. Here's your luggage, and you might want to catch that train right there. Because first of all, why are you a grown man yelling at a 12-year-old?
And then there's that,
and who's not your kid?
But even if he was his kid,
No, but I mean, I'm putting the sauce on that because I'm like,
some strangers. That's definitely stranger danger.
I'm like, you lucky. That wasn't my kid. I've been like, you lost your mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
but the beautiful part of that is he handled him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Handled him.
Yeah.
Like
he did.
Hard.
Yeah. He's like,
you
can't give names, you can't give facts. 12-year-old boy. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
So your proof is trust me, bro. You know, I was laid out. When I first saw that clip, I was laid out.
No.
So your proof is trust me, bro.
Trust me, bro.
Oh, it's like he's like, right. And
oh my God.
and walked on off. I was
he
like,
had to walk away. Yeah.
And that's the favorite part. They were like, all the commentators was like, it's the walk away. Because they was like, he's like the 12-year-old knew enough to walk away from you.
Yes.
It's like grown people will stand there and argue with you.
Right.
But the 12-year-old was like, nice.
Right. The 12-year-old decided to be the adult in the room.
To be the bigger man. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The whole convention, I was just amazed and enthralled because I don't usually watch the conventions. I'm like, yeah, just give me the highlights. But this one caught my attention from start to finish. When they said the roll call, and I was like, wait, Mark had sent a text, there's a DJ. And I was like, there's a DJ? What? And I turned the TV on, and every single entrance was so cool. Everyone had like their theme music. Oh, I fell out every single time. And they all had like their favorite speakers. Oh, jeepers creepers. It was awesome.
It was like Georgia said, "Hold my beer." It's like, jeez. You know what?
I was not expecting that.
No.
A lot of things. I was not expecting that. And you know what the best part about all that? The DJ, the music, the whole 9 yards. There is not a single musical artist that is going to file a cease and desist order because of the DNC.
Right.
The RNC, on the other hand, already got, I think, what, 5 or maybe not 5, but definitely because I think, who was the latest I think I heard? Like Neil Young or something. It had to check him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, why do you insist on that? Like, if that's the case, you know what? Just hire private musicians. That would actually be cheaper.
But
that would actually be a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Hire some private musicians, have them compose some Mind Fuhrer type music. Whatever. And you know, and then y'all just march to that shit. Stop trying to pretend. Because here's the thing. you know, especially the old school, you know, I don't know, name somebody, the Allman Brothers. I don't know who,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is
Brother.
these guys may have some conservative politics happening in their bloodstream,
Mm-hmm.
but they also want people to buy their albums.
Right.
Mhm.
And they're not trying to have their shit connected to a full-blown racist, sexist, you know, grab them by the,
Oh man.
they're not trying to be connected to that.
Exactly.
So the second they hear that shit, hello, Celino and Barnes. Yeah, I need you to contact the Trump campaign and tell these motherfuckers to stop playing my shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were like, yeah, because they played Celine Dion's "My Heart Will Go On." She was
That
like,
was
yeah, first
another
of
one.
all,
That was
At the
another one.
like,
RNC?
let's
Oh
yes,
no.
no, they played it at one of his rallies.
Oh, still. Oh
But
no.
but the comedy behind that was the clowning that came from that, because they were like, of all the songs you're gonna play at a Donald Trump rally, you're gonna play the one about a sinking ship.
Right.
It's like, that's the song you picked.
That's true.
Because even Celine Dion's people were like, really? That song?
Of all the
you
songs.
picked? It's like, of all the songs out
Like
there.
the Titanic. That's awesome.
The DNC guy could have found you something if you
Right.
really wanted to. Oh, the other thing that was like, come on, y'all. I'm sorry. John Legend doing Prince.
Oh yeah.
Yo, that was like, yo, the comedy didn't stop from that. It was like Black America was like, John Legend, no. It's like, oh, why? It's like
Oh.
I'm like, y'all could have found like a Prince impersonator or somebody who's like out there in the circuit that's really good. I mean, they
Yeah.
got thousands of them.
But
You know,
also,
but
John
wasn't
Legend
Sheila
has
E.
his
there
own
too?
damn music. I
Yeah.
mean,
well, Sheila E. played with him, so
Right.
that
So
you
it's
know.
like she made sense, but
My brother
yeah.
was like, why didn't they ask Morris Vernay to do it? I was like,
ooh.
And
I was like,
then there's that part.
John Club.
well, you know, because Morris would have been like, I'll be fine to do it. But
Jerome.
Jerome,
Yes.
we gotta play our songs, right?
Dun, 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 dun.
America. Have you
Have you
heard?
heard? That would actually be a really good one.
That would have been fantastic.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been
We are
fantastic.
flying in to tell y'all that we are giving all of our votes
To Kamala.
You know what I love?
And they're from Minnesota.
Yes.
Yes.
It would have been perfect.
Would have been genius.
Yeah.
I love the fact that a lot of these people are rock stars in their own right.
Mhm.
Like Governor Whitmore came out and you'd have thought the whole place erupted. I was like, wow, y'all are really and then I thought about it, I was like, yeah, this chick was threatened. They tried to kill her. And she was like,
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
try that on for size.
Mhm.
And then speaking of, unfortunately almost getting killed, Gabby Gifford.
Oh,
Oh
Gabby,
yeah.
that was a sweetheart moment. And then
Yeah.
Gabby cheering her own name. She's like, Gabby, Gabby. I was like, yeah, I think we the exonerated 5.
Woo! How about
Mm.
that? Yeah.
And you know what I didn't realize until that moment? I didn't realize how many people didn't know who they were.
Wow. Yeah.
Because it was such a New York thing.
Yeah.
It was a New York thing. Yeah.
And then the movie came out on Netflix and stuff. But when he said they took out the full page ad, the looks of horror on people's faces, and I almost was like, oh, come on, y'all didn't know that? And I was like, that's right, they didn't know.
No.
Because that very much was, he took out a full page ad calling for the death penalty of those boys.
Yeah, definitely a New York thing.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. We have.
But motherfuckers know now.
They know
That's right.
and if you don't know,
Now
you
you
know.
know.
We and then the Republicans that came out. Adam Kinzinger.
More Republicans than ever.
Yeah.
At a DNC.
At a DNC.
Yes.
More than ever. It's
yes.
I forget how many they said it was, but it was an unprecedented, like 6 maybe. Unprecedented.
And Pete Buttigieg too. Yeah.
He
and
always
Bernie.
kills.
Yeah.
Buttigieg always slays.
Always.
If he was a rapper, they would be calling him Buddha Bread. Like, he always kills. Always.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
I think my favorite was when, was it the Daily Show when they were like, you got Bernie Sanders coming out screaming about billionaires, and then you get an actual billionaire come out behind him to me. I was like, oh shit, that's right. The dude is a billionaire. And I'm like,
oh, and of course, speaking of memorable quotes, let us not forget Jasmine Crockett. Kamala Harris has a resume. Donald Trump has a rap sheet. Yeah. Yeah.
Ouch. Oh wow.
That was one of those moments where you need that clip of the high school kids. Oh,
and the kid like,
right.
I was like, there was so many of those. Raphael Warnock came out and took people to church.
Yeah, he did.
I was like, damn, brother, you ain't your time yet. But thank you. He came out, was like, hey, get my pulpit over here. Let me tell y'all something. I'm like, I don't think there was a bad moment. And that whole thing with the when they brought the moms out about the guns, was a gut punch.
Wow.
What's going on in the Middle East because that was a big thing that they were screaming like, oh, they won't talk about that. And then like every time the RNC or somebody on that side was like, they're not talking about this, that night they started talking about it.
Wow.
They brought it into, it's a talking point now. And I really think this is a case of we put our eggs in one basket. Our entire plan was to go after Joe. And it's almost I want to quote that part from Jurassic Park about the Velociraptor. You look at him, he looks right back at you. And you're so concerned with the one in front of you. That's when the attack comes, not from the front, but from the side, from the two you didn't even know were there. Exactly. And it's like, literally, y'all was so focused on him. You didn't see Kamala, and you didn't see somebody whispering like, y'all need to get Walz over here. Because I know some people were just like, oh, she picked another white dude. No, she picked the white man.
Yeah, she did.
She found the man. I'm like, dad, teacher, coach, middle class, fighting. I'm like, walked across the aisle, got people to vote for things who were Republican. I mean, the man's literally a total package.
Yeah.
You couldn't have found, and he's from the Midwest when you need the votes. Not somebody from New York or I mean, we all had our speculations on who she would pick. But this is like America's dad.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I just wish I had lived next door to him a couple of years. Like, I'd probably be able to like fix cars and shit, you know? Like,
Yeah,
Like,
there's
for
that thing on
real.
TikTok that said like you asked to borrow a tool and he actually comes help you with your project.
Mhm.
He's the guy that says like goodbye and put some cash in your pockets and don't tell your mother.
You know,
Like that's yeah, like that's the guy.
That's the
Yeah.
guy. That's the
Yeah.
guy.
He'll teach you how to change a tire. Yeah, that's the guy.
What you doing, little Steve? I'm trying to play the guitar. All right. Well, look, you got to learn these chords first.
Right.
Takes
Watch
the
your
guitar
finger,
from
'cause
ding, ding,
yeah.
ding, ding, ding. Okay, now you do it.
Yeah.
He's that dude.
Excuse me,
dude.
Miss Purvis. Yes, this is Stephen Van Patten. These are his books. We should have them in our library.
Right.
Go ahead, talk to her, Stephen.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the guy. Yeah.
You know what? He would be we would run into him, hand him one of our books, and he would email us 2 days later, like, I read your book, loved it.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Walz read my book.
Yeah. Yeah. He's that guy.
Don't show
Yeah.
that shit to Ron DeSantis, though.
He'd burn all our books.
Oh my God.
This one's banned. This one's banned. This one's banned.
I mean,
Banned in the USA.
USA.
I was
We're
banned in the
the
USA. I was.
oh my God.
Man.
And I'm like you, Denise. I don't usually watch the conventions.
Mhm.
But I think really why I watched was because I wanted to see where this was going to go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because it's not that I never believed Kamala could be president
Mhm.
or could be chosen for that role.
Mhm.
My disdain was with the country.
Mhm.
Because I was just like, in as volatile a state that we're in, I just did not think people were going to get behind it. I really didn't. It wasn't that I didn't think she could do it. I was afraid they would say she was running, and then all of a sudden you start hearing, oh, here we go. I ain't voting for her, this woman, and this, that. I was in shock
Yeah.
at just how much we turned that corner.
Yeah.
And God bless Michelle, because Michelle said with the rest of us, she was like, she goes, weeks ago, we were all feeling that hopelessness.
Yeah.
Like that thing. And I was like, wow, y'all felt it too? Because I thought I was one of like a handful of people that was feeling that way. You know, and I think between that and her mother passing,
yeah.
because we got a different Michelle Obama.
Oh, for
Michelle
sure.
Obama normally come out and be like, listen, we gotta
And just
do
like
X,
smile
Y,
and
Z,
yeah.
and we gotta, and Michelle was like, you know what? I know this clown.
Yeah.
He's been disrespectful since day one.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
we done with all of that. We gonna do X, Y, and Z. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. And she said, you take this as a personal invitation from Michelle to go and vote. Don't say, oh, they didn't invite me. Well, now you officially invited.
There it is.
Yeah. She was
Yeah,
not playing.
when you think about it, we didn't even get Barack and Michelle. We got Boris and Natasha that night. Like,
Yeah.
they
For
came
real.
in. They
For
came in
real.
like, yo, we have fiendish plot for a racist dickhead. And that was bam.
Yeah. Definitely.
I was
Definitely. For
not.
me, when I found out that like they broke Zoom when Kamala had all these different followers, like these are the white women for Kamala and these are the black people for Kamala. That's when I started to have hope because I had so much dread and I was like, oh God, am I going to really move to Canada or France? Like, what am I going to do? And when that happened, I was like, okay, no, wait, I have some hope. And then for me to watch the DNC is like, okay, yes.
Yeah.
Goodness can actually prevail.
But what's funny about that is, like, if we're thinking about Canada, what do you think the Obamas are thinking about?
Right.
What do you think now? And not to name drop or anything, but I had the privilege, I'd say, of having a conversation with Joy-Ann Reid. And she was like, yo, but this was before the whole switcheroo and and everything else like that. And she was just like, he might seriously have to think, because he's talking about going after people.
Yeah.
On some full-on supervillain shit. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
president, so now I get to do this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
I know.
we literally have a giant malicious baby trying to
I mean, I
track
had
people
already
down
started
now.
looking at lawyers who what's it called? Because I had a friend in Canada who told me exactly what you need to do. Because I'm like,
Mm.
I'm not staying here. I'm not doing this
Right.
because that, and whose idea was it to put Project 2025 in a large hardcover edition
Ooh.
and bring that out every night and slam it down on the thing? Like, bam! Like,
Ooh, my stars. Ooh.
the only person missing from that convention, the only person that I would have loved to see was Katie Porter. I was
Ooh.
waiting for Katie Porter to come out with the whiteboard
The
behind him.
That would have been
Like,
awesome.
like,
Oh my
like,
gosh.
it's like, okay, so here we go.
I'm actually kind of surprised that didn't happen. Now that you like, because that's
Man.
yeah, I think that was the only seasoning that was missing, really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we Jamie Raskin went in.
Yeah.
It yeah, I
Yeah.
I actually missed
Yeah.
him. I forgot what I was doing, but I missed his bit.
AOC came in, did her
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Oh.
She and I mean it's we still have a fight.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We
Absolutely.
still have a fight because there's still people out there that are still like they don't care. They're gonna vote for this clown
Yep.
in November. They don't care. Either because they have just decided they are not going to listen to reason, or
Mhm.
because they actually believe in their heart that this man is actually going to do something for them.
Mm.
I'm not sure
Mhm.
what they think is going to happen. I don't know, but nothing good ever came out of a dystopian society. Writers, creators, we have been telling these tales for ages,
Mhm.
Right.
and they're never good stories.
No.
We never talk about, oh, this horrible society, from the ashes of this horrible society came down. I mean, even in Star Trek, you still have people you got to fight against.
Mhm.
True.
Their
True.
Yeah.
starships are equipped with battle ready. It's not, nobody takes it for granted that, we don't have the problems we used to have, but we got
Yeah.
other problems.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
So we need to get the
still,
people that are not like, I'm not voting. We need to get those people to vote.
those people need to vote.
Yeah.
Those
The
people
ones that are
cannot.
just like, oh, I'm voting for orange, then go ahead, vote for orange. But the ones that are just like, all right, those are the ones you can't just look
You
over. Those are the ones we have to be like, hey,
no,
check this
right.
out. This is
Yes.
these are the issues that we're dealing with. It's not because one of the speakers has said it's not a political party issue. It's not a political party fight. It's about fighting for the issues.
Mhm.
So vote for the issues. You don't vote for the party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 I
You
mean,
want to be able to
it's
have just one job. You don't have to work 2 or 3 jobs just to live. Yeah.
but the funny thing is like, and I got into an argument with somebody recently because they were complaining about something on the internet,
Mhm.
and I was like, all right. And I mean, like complaining a lot, like if you follow me and you see the stories, I post all this anti-Trump stuff and
Oh yeah.
on and on and on, and it's like a long, like depending on the day, you could be watching my shit for like a good 20 minutes.
I do like at 4 o'clock in the
Just in the
morning when I'm
stories,
at
right?
work. And it's like, oh, I'm
Exactly.
on break. And it's like, I love it.
But like, I finally hit this cat with something to the effect of, all right, so do you actually want to do something about said issue, or do you just want to complain about it on the internet? And he was like, what? And I said, look, here's the thing. I don't know what you think is going to happen if Trump gets back in office, but I can guarantee you that whole thing that you've been complaining about on Facebook and everybody's like, yeah, brother man, and this, that, that issue will not be addressed by the orange douche. Kamala Harris, on the other hand, will more than likely be open to conversation about it after she gets elected. And see, I always, when it comes to changing hearts and minds, and when it comes to pressure being brought to leadership, when power, truth is being spoken to power, and you're dealing with something, you're dealing with a bunch of people that want something changed socially. The only time I've ever seen that happen is with a Democrat. And I'll use the exact example in my head, which is Obama. Originally, he wasn't on this whole like gay rights thing.
Right.
Not even a little bit. In the beginning, no. That was a non-issue for him. Wasn't like he was Mike Pence out here, like if Mike Pence was president, like exactly. We'd have to start hiding gay people in our basements. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It would be like this whole other thing.
Yeah.
For him, it just was a non-issue. And then it was brought to him, that he was insensitive, to say the least, or he was wrong, and he should do something about it. Couple of years in, gay people getting married left and right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Left and right.
Yeah.
Why?
That's true.
Because Obama's a decent dude.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I always say this, like, if we had just showed up for him during midterm elections, and no telling what would have happened.
Oh, that's so true.
As much as motherfuckers used to sit up there and complain about Obama ain't doing this and Obama ain't doing that, y'all left him to go watch Real Housewives of Potomac while he's dealing with a very racist and very uncooperative Congress.
Right.
Y'all just sat back and acted like y'all ain't never took no civics class. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Well, that's part of the problem too, because they didn't offer civics class, at least not here in California. I'm like, civics class? What? We had U.S. history, we had ancient history, but we didn't have civics class.
Right. But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I used to have U.S. government classes when we were growing up, but that stuff, I mean, you learn that when you're a kid, and you don't retain any of that,
Exactly.
True. I mean, I understand all that.
But
to your point, though,
there should be. There should be, you would never believe how many people would be inspired to go into government rather than waiting until something bad happened in their neighborhood and then going, yo, how do I fix this? And then running
instead of looking to like 70, 80-year-olds, we'd have many younger people actually being involved actively.
Yeah.
Which you're seeing now, finally.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not like young folks don't have the justification to be angry.
Right. Look at that 12-year-old.
I don't. Well, yeah. Well, but see, that's the difference, though. That 12-year-old educated himself. That boy got online and did what you're supposed to do with this fucking thing. He went and got the facts. Yeah. So when Mike Lindell got in his face, he handled him. And to quote the horrible Trumpy, that 12-year-old moved on Mike Lindell like a bitch. So
fact.
So facts. But the other problem is, because here's the thing, if we were a little better at just knowing what to do and when to do it, we would just be so better off all the way around. So another horrible thing that happened this week was a judge. He basically let the two officers that killed Breonna Taylor off the hook. He
Oh
basically
no.
said that it was the boyfriend's fault that she got shot.
What?
That's what he said. Now, let me just, so what's going to end up happening, whereas they would have been, well, let's say they would have been eligible for life in prison.
Mhm.
Now the most that they might face for like reckless whatever is a year for Breonna Taylor being dead. A year. Now, when I talk about conservatives playing long game, let's talk about this judge for a second. I didn't write the guy's name, but it's like Charles something the third. Okay. Now, guess who appointed this judge?
Oh no.
What's it? How old is he?
He's old.
He's got to be old.
Bush.
Reagan.
Shut up. You did not say Reagan just now.
I did.
Oh my stars.
I did. This
He went
motherfucker
one
was
president
appointed
back,
by Reagan.
Mm.
the same
Mr.
man.
I'm going to disarm the Black Panthers himself. Yeah. Yeah. They play long game and we sit around getting in our feelings about surface shit. Yeah.
And I'm sure
Yeah.
he's been up for re-election and nobody elected him out.
Of course.
Right.
Of course. But then the fucking thing is, it's like, I think we're so conditioned to chase name brands.
That part.
Oh, yeah, that's the guy. Right. Who's that guy? Oh, yeah, that's him. Yeah.
He was on the ballot before. I'll just vote for him again. Not even
Yeah.
doing any homework.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting, if you've ever, I don't know if you've ever done this. When you go in to vote, take a look. Like I've done this a couple of times. I've flipped the thing over, looked at the back at these judges. I don't know any of these judges that are running.
If you gotta be keeping it 100, yeah.
I mean, I vote Democrat straight down the line because I'm like, you know, but it literally be like pick 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
You know, like I've never seen a campaign thing from any of these judges. I've never seen them, you know, so and so for, you know, circuit court judge for the 9th. I don't know.
I know.
Right.
And
when I started voting from home doing the mail ballot, I started Googling them. And the LA Times, they break down who they are. So now I have a better idea.
Very good.
That's good.
Before I didn't, but I do now for sure. Oh yeah.
Because to Mark's point, like if I'm, you know, tied up or not doing my research or whatever, I literally show up sometimes playing circuit judge bingo. You know what I'm saying?
They sound black. They sound, oh, that's a woman. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Except
Let's
then
put a lady in there.
Then I gotta, you know, be all circumspect about like the Latinos. Cause I'm like, oh, this motherfucker might be fucking you know, not pro-choice.
Right.
You know, because they might be Catholic or some shit like that.
Right.
Oh,
just Google them. Just Google them.
Yeah.
At the LA Times. Yeah.
Yeah. Next time I get caught in that situation, I'm just gonna be there for a while because I'm just gonna go.
No, I just do mine by mail. After COVID,
I'm gonna let them come over to the side, be like, "Sir, are you okay? I'm fine, thank you.
I'm good.
You've been here for like 20 minutes, and I'll be here for another 20.
I might be here for another. That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
You gonna worry about
you do what you gotta do.
Old man winners over there.
Old man winners. Yeah.
You just put, you know what you do, Steven? We pootie tang. You ain't come one, but many times tainted. Be like, what? Sadate.
Oh my God, that's funny.
But, you know, I think it's I really need to know more about what is the deal with police not being held accountable? I just can't I just can't, you know, it's almost like this nightmare that the Supreme Court did for Trump, claiming that you can't be held accountable for crap you did when you were president. It's like, is there really this slippery of a slope where I know the job is dangerous? I know this from personal, I know this because my father was almost killed in the line of duty.
Yes.
So I know that the job is dangerous. But there's certain things that just you blatantly do. It's on body cam. It's on people catching you in the street with their phones. And these people never, like, I don't know if there's something, if there's some judge out there that's like, I don't want to put you into, because what is it that the union is saying? Because I know here in New York that the head of the police union almost busted a blood vessel once he got so mad. I had never seen anybody turn that red in my life over holding police accountable. And then screaming like, oh, they don't want us to do our job. No, we want you to do your jobs correctly.
Yeah.
Nobody's saying we don't want you to do your job. Yes, we know that, but you were trained. You went to an academy.
Yeah.
If you knock on somebody's door and you don't announce yourself, what do you think is going to happen? Like, you should, like, if you've announced yourself, somebody fires back through the door. I mean, I don't know. Is that what they trained you in police academy? If somebody shoots through the door, just open fire and just riddle the place without making sure there's no children or somebody within harm's way?
Yeah.
And then you do this thing, and then you like,
and you at the wrong address.
See, this is the thing. Mistake. I had the cops do that once. One night I was sitting here, my bell started ringing, the door's back. I was like, what the devil? And I opened the door, and it's the cops, and they're screaming at me, and I was like, what? And the guy looks and he goes, this is 418 Sterling, St. John's, right? I was like, no, this is Sterling Place. And he backed up and he looked at the address and he was like, and he looked at me, he goes, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. And I was like,
you should be.
Oh, yeah.
That's a nightmare. Oh my God.
But I know that it's a mistake. I know it's a mistake. You, whatever situation you're trying to get to, you were trying to get there, made a wrong turn, this, that, the other thing. But when you blatantly break the code that you were supposed to uphold, here's my thing. All right, you're not going to lock them up. Pension gone. Badge gone.
Yeah.
Dishonorable discharge from the department with no viable way for you to, and a national database where you can never again serve as an officer of the law.
Yeah.
And take back that fucking Glock.
Yes.
Yeah.
You turn everything in
for good,
and you are now disgraced. They do that to military people. You get court-martialed, that's it. So this constant protecting these people, oh, we don't want to lock them up, that sends the wrong message. No, it doesn't. If the cop is wrong, they're wrong.
Right. Yeah. The wrong message to who?
Because all you're saying to us, again, you keep saying, well, we don't understand why you keep saying Black Lives Matter, because of shit that you're doing like this.
Constantly. It's not the first time it happened. It won't be the last. That's the problem.
And now these men may not even spend a year in jail.
That's crazy.
They may end up spending 6 months unpaid suspension with an opportunity to retire. Yeah. Full pension and full glory. So you live your best life. She's gone.
Yeah.
The boyfriend's in distress. The family's is busted up. But I guess the city check that was sent to them is supposed to be like,
That's the compensation.
that's your compensation. These guys don't.
Wow.
That's, I don't know. I just.
I don't know. God don't like ugly. Maybe they will spend a little time in jail, and then maybe something will happen while they're in the jail.
I mean,
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
they put him in the right jail.
That's what I'm saying. Put him in the right jail.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not looking good. That's all I'm gonna say. If the dude that made that ruling, if he's in charge of where they're going, in that case, they're probably going to Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
Well, the others.
No,
No, but I know what you're saying. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
These judges.
We will see.
But that's the thing. And then, it's like, oh, it don't matter if I vote. Yes, it fucking does.
Perfect example. Yeah.
And that's a perfect example.
Because he could have been gone a long time ago. If he was part of the voting process, that's the man that you needed to get out of office. But y'all don't want to vote.
Only for the presidential elections. Yeah.
I mean, again, I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. If somebody's trying to take away your right to vote, that does not mean that the right to vote doesn't mean anything.
Exactly.
It means a whole lot to them because they're trying to take it from you.
There's a reason for it. Yeah.
Talk about it over here. Here you go.
Yeah.
And if you're a felon, you can't vote, but you can run for president.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I didn't realize that.
Exactly. You know how much stuff should be vacated right now? Just on the strength of that.
Yeah.
34 felonies.
34.
Yep.
You can't find no black man on the street with 34 felonies.
Waiting to be sentenced. Yeah.
Waiting to be sentenced. Right.
Yeah.
While he runs for public office. Any public office. Dog catcher.
Not the biggest public office of all time.
The black job.
The truancy department. You know what I'm saying? You can't get that job.
No.
But and again, it shows that justice is not. I mean,
our system is corruptible, and it is.
We already know this. Yes.
Yes, exactly.
And so get out there and vote. It's
going. I'm not. It's corrupted. It will forever be corrupted.
Yeah.
For anybody you put into power, when absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah.
So the best you can do is if you can cut them off at the pass, cut them off.
Yeah.
Ted Cruz apparently has fucked around long enough. He's finding out now because apparently in Texas that gap is closing on his seat.
Nice.
Nice. Tim Scott is finding the same thing out. The people are tired. They're done, and they're like, you know what? We don't want to see you no more.
Well, both of them, along with Ann Coulter, they need to be catapulted into the sun.
Along with Steve Bannon and Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, yes.
I'd give a whole $1 for that. Sure. I'd donate to that cause. Try to GoFundMe. Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily have to be the sun and a catapult. You can just put it in that scorpion from Game of Thrones.
Oh no, I got one better for you. Well, Steven will notice the tree trunk in Flash Gordon. When you stick your hand down in the thing. Whoever get a chance to see the movie Flash Gordon.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't seen it.
There's a scene in there
where
it's a ritual that they have to stick their hand into this tree trunk. And there's a creature in there, and if the creature stings them, it's it's madness and death and everything. So
Okay.
they get killed automatically.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we need. Just wake the little creature up, stick your hand down in there.
Flash. Oh, Gordon.
Maybe you're in the universe.
One of us. Dun, 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 dun.
Greatest cult movie ever.
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 I like
Yeah, I had to watch that
they
again.
spent all their money on the soundtrack.
Yes.
Right.
That's all I even remember.
Here's your check, Mr. Mercury.
Here you go. And get this to Queen. And we just go ahead and
Oh,
them
that's
and
so
Highlander.
Right.
Well, that was probably that Flash Gordon and the Highlander. What is that? Princes of the Universe.
Mm.
Greatest anthem ever.
Yeah, true.
Oh, my gosh.
I think I'm gonna listen to that before I go to sleep, actually.
Which one? Princes of the Universe or
Princes of the Universe. I think
Okay.
I'm definitely doing Princes of the Universe. I'm gonna put on my
You gonna-
bathrobe and just walk up and down the apartment.
I am immortal. I am something
In case anybody wants to know what's about to happen in another 20 minutes. Yeah, that's about it.
Oh my
Oh, wow.
God.
Can we talk about the Olympics for just a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
What's on your
Yeah.
mind, Denise?
I loved the opening ceremony so much, and people look at me like, what? Like when they had like the Marie Antoinette and he had her head, and oh my gosh, when the opera singers sang their national anthem. I
Mhm.
took French in junior high and high school, so I knew the words, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's so beautiful!" And I could sing this song like from start to finish. It's beautiful. The
All right,
end,
fine. And a 1 and a 2 and a just kidding.
let's
Go ahead.
listen, Tran. Anyway, the end was good, but because people didn't do their homework, they didn't understand. So you had this person
What, the
like in
Feast of
gold.
Dionysus thing, or
Yeah, well, yeah. But the gold guy that came down,
Yeah.
people like,
Oh,
oh, that's supposed to be Satan. No, it's not Satan. It was actually the thing that we sent into space for aliens or other life forms out there that had like all
right.
the messages on it and stuff. That was a representation of it. But people didn't get it. That's
Yeah.
all.
I didn't know
Yeah.
people thought that was Satan. Because
I was standing in the
I
grocery
would
store and
openly,
like, did
I
you
would
see that
openly laugh
satanic?
in
It
somebody's
wasn't.
face if you thought that was
I
Satan.
could not laugh at that Karen's face. I could not.
Like,
I would have been arrested.
you are better than me.
Man, I was standing in the
Ooh.
grocery store and she was talking about that. I just looked at her and I was like, oh, okay. I thought the Olympics were great. I loved Paris so much. And it just brought all that back. And I just, it was wonderful. They were the best games, except for the breakdancing part. I actually had to Google who won for the breakdancing because I was
Right. Isn't that a bitch? That like this
Yeah.
whole like mockery
yeah.
takes up so much oxygen
Yeah.
that you watch all that and then you're like, but wait a minute, who the fuck won?
But
Like,
who won? Yeah.
it's like a week later, the closing ceremony's already done, and then you're like on the computer, like, wait, who won this bitch? And
Yeah. So the
and it
women,
wasn't
it was
anybody from the
Japan,
Bronx.
Lithuania, and China for the women.
Yeah.
And for the men, it was Canada, France, and the United States.
Yeah.
Oh.
United States gets the bronze.
We got the bronze.
You know, there was a moment I had to laugh because I saw this on. It was a guy posted on Instagram. It's like when you sit down to watch the Olympics and it's a sport you've never heard of, but you suddenly become engrossed in it. And he started watching Crew, and he was like, "Hey, okay," and he's like, "Come on." And then like the next day, he's got like a life preserver around his neck. He's got a Crew shirt on. He's like,
oh my
and
God.
I'm like, I remember years ago, although it wasn't a summer game, that happened to me with curling.
Oh, my
Curling was
sister
on
too.
at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like,
I went through a curling phase myself. I'm a little
My
guilty.
sister actually took a
I'm a
curling
little
class
guilty.
after that at the local ice
Okay,
rink.
I ain't take no class. Oh my
That's my
God.
sister though. She's like
Yeah,
that.
that's
Have a little
wild.
broom.
you got people like, man, I could do that. No, you can't.
No, you
No,
can't.
you
It's
cannot.
No,
You
you
think you
can't.
can?
You can't
but
even
you
sweep your
cannot.
room out. You gonna sweep a curling?
Right.
Because I tell you right now, first thing that would happen to me if I even tried that shit is I would bust my ass forward. I would bust my ass forward. I would just be like, chicky chick, come down. All right.
And then
Yeah.
I run up
No.
and grab Steven by his legs and be like, come on, we're gonna win this thing.
At least you
Can
have like
he?
really cool uniforms.
Right.
He's like, can
Yeah.
you actually use a person to clean the ice? Apparently Mark is
Are
doing
today.
it.
And it's so funny because the song that so I have the friends that used to have this band, Deck of Jack, and they had a song, Zamboni Man.
Zamboni Man.
So that would be to probably be playing while Mark is cleaning the ice with me. Save that ice, Zamboni Man. Save that ice, Zamboni Man. Shout out to Deck of Jack, Jim Shear, the cats. Oh yeah.
I finally got to watch the fencing, which I love.
Oh, that was great.
My sister keeps saying you should go to the Olympics because I used to take fencing classes and I'm left-handed and everyone else is right-handed. So I have an advantage against them.
Oh, see.
I'm not working out like that. But it's fun.
We should have sent you out. You would have been fucking people up.
I would. I sure would. Well, 2028 is around the corner, so
true. And you're right
in
there.
My backyard.
And
it's right there in my backyard. Yeah.
That's it. I'm coming to LA. I'm gonna be in your backyard screaming at you like Burgess Meredith and Rocky.
Lunge.
having to chase chickens and shit.
Lunge.
It's like Denise, we were trying to do a show with you last night and you were unavailable. Yeah, I was at the job. You sure? Because I'm reading this article in LA about a mass vigilante that leaves a big D on everything.
Oh God.
She had a flower in her hair. What? A flower. That's her calling card. She laid the flower and dropped it. Denise was here. Denise.
Not the nephew.
Not the nephew. Denise. Oh wow.
I do. You know what's interesting? They have not talked about, and I'm interested to find out if those triathletes are okay. Apparently, they had them swimming in the
yeah, and the
apparently
all like
the water was polluted.
It was bad. It was really bad. And supposedly they cleaned it up, but it did not look good to me.
It did not. They came out. This one was like, we came out with all kinds of stuff. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I hope y'all are okay. They've not said anything. No, nothing has come out about it. So
well, they have good health care in Europe, so they're gonna be all right. It's sad though, like all these athletes are like getting all the kinds of checkups and tests and stuff done because they can afford it in Europe. They can't get it done here in the United States. Including some of the women in the basketball team. Yeah. So they're gonna be all right. Yeah.
Well, let's hope.
Yeah.
And then
coming out
and
with
then we
scoliosis
had
and some shit.
What you call it? For the closing in Mission Impossible 8.
Oh yeah, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, that was the one thing I was like, I don't know how to feel about this. I was kind of like watching him go off that rail there. I was like, all right, really?
Like, I feel like he has a death wish. Like he's always trying to kill himself and they won't let him die.
Well,
he does all his stunts himself.
I know.
Yeah.
That's a liability in and of
Terrifying.
itself.
Yeah.
I remember I remember the Olympics in London when
Mm.
they did the whole James Bond opening,
Mhm.
where he went with the Queen into the helicopter and they supposedly
Yes.
jumped out together, and I was like, huh. I wonder how that conversation went.
Right. That was
I'm
pretty
like,
cool.
yeah,
Better
I
better
mean,
than a lot of Prince Andrew's conversations, I will say.
Oh.
Oh.
Ouch. Mark's exit stage left.
And you know what? On that cheerful note, we have come to the end of our lovely little
Oh.
episode here.
Mhm.
So yeah, and yes, should acknowledge the fact that Kirk Johnson was working, couldn't make it, but
Yeah.
he will return. We also are working on some guest situations because after Michelle Berger, who will also return,
Mhm.
yeah, that was fun. So we'll be looking to do that again. Yeah, that's kind of it. Beef wine shenanigans with plenty of Olympics and political shenanigans. We'll probably talk movies and TV shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know we got long legs and a couple other things in the queue there, so
Mhm.
be in tune for that. And that's it for Beef Wine Shenanigans tonight,
Mhm.
today, or whenever the hell you're listening. We love you. We mean it.
Mhm.
And we are out of here.